Hey, what is going on, everybody? Ali Madawi with a brand new live session with you, and I am super happy and excited to have the opportunity to talk and discuss something that's very, very important. We're going to switch things up today. Instead of going practical and going all on how to build a business or how to use cryptocurrency or the how-to component, we're going to dig a little bit into some mindset. I've had some incredible calls today. I've had some great people that I talked to, and I was inspired and learned so much from so many people that have shared their exciting opportunities and exciting things that are going on for themselves. And I started just kind of reflecting like, wow, that person is so happy right now and they don't have a 7-figure a month income. That person is so happy right now and their main focus is nonprofit by helping others. That person is so happy right now with whatever it is that's going on for themselves. And I realized that happiness is only created and or defined by what you make of it. And that's something that I really took to heart. So I wanted to chat a little bit and have a little bit of mindset. So if you are here for the very first time, I'd like to welcome you. And if you've ever heard any of my mindset training videos, drop a number 1. But if you are a newbie, just put a number 2 so I know who I'm dealing with. And make sure you share this video because there are so many people that if they just adjust their philosophy and mental attitude, they can be so much further in life. So let's talk about it. Many people are in a circumstance of having the same thing happen all over again, right? They try a different company, a different business, a different person in a relationship, and they just keep on going in the same race, the same turnaround. Nothing is really changing for themselves, right? They are, quote unquote, sick and tired of being sick and tired of having, the same disappointment, the same agony, the same time wasted as if, they are gonna die tomorrow. And I'm here to tell you that you're just being harsh on yourself, right? I used to be in that place. If you haven't heard my story, I've had some really horrific events that occurred. I've been molested as a child. I was suicidal when I was 19. I lost some businesses. I was behind in my mortgage. Everything just kind of went backwards really, really bad, repeatedly, many, many times over in my life. And I was victimizing my own potential. I was telling myself, I am so tired. Nothing is ever working out for me. Nothing ever happens the way I want it to happen. Why can't it just work out? I'm a nice guy. Why am I doing wrong? Why is everybody quitting on me or leaving me or anything like that? And then I realized that God doesn't give you something unless you're ready for it. And you have to be ready before you actually receive whatever it is that you want to receive. What does that really mean, to be ready, to be prepared? Do you actually have the mental attitude and the fortitude within you to attain success if you were to receive it? There are so many people that they had some craziness happen in their business and they experienced explosion of success, but they just didn't know how to manage an organization and work with them. They didn't know how to create that communication level needed, and they ended up losing that potential success, right? And so much more. There are so many people that they say, I wish I can find Mr. or Mrs. Right into my life, but they don't have the proper circumstances to sustain that relationship, to have that give and take, if you will, right? Maybe the money isn't right. Maybe the housing situation isn't right. Maybe the car isn't available just yet. And yes, while your partner shouldn't judge you based on what you have rather than who you are, unfortunately, where we live right now, there are certain requirements, unfortunately, that are preset by the society that we are living in. So here is what I will tell you. If you don't take care of yourself first, you're not going to be able to take care of anybody else. If the inside self that you are, your self-esteem, right? It's your self-esteem. If you weren't in charge of taking care of it, it would have been called someone else's esteem, but it's your self-esteem. So it's very, very important that self-esteem is healthy. And how do we do that? Here is what I have done. I'll share with you my personal experience, right? I asked myself this question is, if I had all the money in the world and if I had all the time in the world, what are some of the things that I would be doing? And I started taking an inventory of activity that I would be doing from the day-to-day basis, right? If money was never an issue and I had all the time in the world, what would I picture myself doing? And I started saying to myself, I'll make myself breakfast for my wife every single morning. We'll go to the gym immediately after that. And then after the gym, I'll probably just hang out and, do some fun activity, go by the boardwalk, walk for a little bit. Then maybe later on in the afternoon, we go see my mother. And then I started describing a lifestyle that I had for myself. And then I realized I needed no money for those specific activities. In other words, yeah, I needed to work hard and pay the bills, right? So I needed to have a source of income. Don't get the message wrong. But I did not need the extravagant top 6 figures a month earnings in order to make breakfast for my wife, in order to go to the gym an hour a day with my wife, in order to go see my mother. So the focus of my happiness shifted a little bit towards activity instead of towards income, because we all have this misconceived notion that I have to have $100,000 a year in order to be happy, in order to have it all figured out. But the reality or the truth of the matter is, no, you don't. If, again, you ask yourself a question, if I had all the money and the time in the world, what would I be doing on a day-to-day basis? And you take an inventory of it, sure, there will be some things that you're going to be looking at and saying, oh my goodness, I'm going to need money to fly to Fiji or Tahiti or whatever, those extravagant things, right? But there are many things on that list that you can start with right now that will start cultivating that inner happiness that will make you yourself just a cheesy, smiley human being. I'm talking about myself, if you can't tell, right? On a day-to-day basis, which to the masses is attractive, which to the masses, whether it's for a relationship, whether it's for business building, whether it's for networking, you become an attractive, positive human being because your energy, your aura about you just starts to attract the masses into you, right? You hear about law of attraction, you hear about all these different things. And listen, the reality is it's your inner self that becomes so attractive that people naturally start talking to you. I'll give you an example. You can be going to a club, right? And you could be hanging out with somebody in the corner and, having a beverage, a drink, or whatever the case may be. And then on the other side, there's the crowd with the music and they're jumping and screaming and making all obnoxious noises. What do? Although you're well behaved and you're standing in the corner like a gentleman or a young woman, and then you turn around and you start looking and every 2 seconds, you're like, what's happening over there? Right? You want to be part of that because their energy, their excitement is attracting you. Well, guess what? That inner change of who you are as a human being, as you start becoming happy with the things you already have, as you start become grateful for what you can do right now based on that list that you have, starts opening up more doors and more opportunities where people say, man, I want to be like that guy or like that woman. They're happy constantly and full of energy all the time. I was just talking to an amazing friend of mine, Ashley Schiff. Check her out. She's an amazing entrepreneur. And we were literally, it was supposed to be a business conversation, but we were bawling, laughing for like 20 minutes, going back and forth, just saying stupid stuff, right? And it was a pleasant conversation. And yes, we talk business, but at the end of the day, it was who we are as happy human beings that made us want to be on that conversation, right? So imagine if your excitement, if your joy, if your inner self-esteem, if your happiness, right? If your relationship, if your business integrity is showcasing this positive energy, naturally people starts coming to you and start telling you, I want to be around you. I want to learn more about what you do. I want to work with you. I want to just whatever you do, I want to be part of it. And I have a few people that literally say, hey man, whatever you got going on, always call me and let me know. It doesn't mean that they're going to jump on my business or jump on my endeavors or my nonprofit or anything right away, but they always want to at least be on the know of what I have going on. Not because I'm perfect, because I am far from perfect, but I definitely work on myself. Not for the sake of the likes or the attention or the attention from other people or likes or what have you, but I really, really want to be happy. Like I truly enjoy being happy and it feels like like a superhero power that I can literally wake up and go to sleep with a smile on my face. And yes, I do have moments where I get aggravated or frustrated like any human being, but because of those superhero powers of happiness, they get dropped right away, right? Anyhow, so the question is, if I had all the money and all the time, what would I be doing? Write an inventory, and then some of those things could be available at your disposal right away without having to have more money or anything like that, and start acting on it. The second question should be, what's holding me back? Is it fear? Is it lack of resources? Because let me tell you something. You do have money. You just spend it really badly, right? So is it lack of resources? Like, I had a spending habit that was bad. I mean, I been blessed with 5 figures a month, and then at one point of my life, at my peak of 5 figures a month, I was living paycheck to paycheck. I had no savings account, no life insurance, no nothing. And when Sandy happened and lost it all, I realized, oh my God, I'm broke. I'm broke as a joke. And what ended up happening was I realized, okay, next time I get to my peak again, do not spend your Maliali. Even either reinvest it or have something in place. So I realized that I needed something to control. So I asked my wife to be my partner in my business and to be in charge of the finances. And then realized that we both were bad at them. So we said, why don't we look for something online? And we implemented some software that manages all of our financials, and all we have to do is click on different things. So ask yourself a question. What are you holding yourself back with, right? Is it fear? You need to have somebody who's motivated, excited, and who's doing what you want to have in your life around you, because they show you the ropes. They show you exactly how to do it. Is it just lack of self-esteem or confidence? Again, you need somebody who's empowering, somebody who's positive, somebody who's going to hold you back. It's like if you want to lose weight, or if you want to just get in a better shape, or whatever the case may be, and you're like, man, I'm not motivated, then ask somebody who goes to the gym, can we go together? And they'll hold you accountable, you know? Like, they will literally bring you to the gym with them. Hey, let's go. We got to go. Hey, make sure you don't eat bad. But you have to identify, you know, as they say, the first step to solving a problem is to identifying the problem. So again, what is holding me back, and write an inventory of that. And I insist on writing these things down, because unless you write it down and you're looking at it, you won't be able to identify how to fix it. And then out of that list of the things that, if you had all the money and the time, and out of what's holding you back, what's important to you? What's important to you? Is it spending more time with the family? Is it this? Is it that? That will help you prioritize. See, I was speaking to another friend 2 days ago, and she told me, hey, I'm getting pulled in so many different directions, and I'm really not sure what to do with myself. And I told her straight up, listen, meditate, pray, take your time, just ease up. Like, remember how great you are, and then literally, like, just take some time and ask yourself a question. What's important to me? What do I envision myself doing? What's my end of the tunnel looking like, right? And then once you get those answers together, act on those answers, right? Your inner self, your subconscious mind already knows what you want. You just have to really dig deep and ask those questions and write them down, and you will identify it. So what's important to you will help you prioritize. Next is, what has changed? Because at one point in your life, you were happy. At one point in your life, you were excited. At one point of your life, you were a child who was playful and curious and loved everything. And then something along the way occurred, a life-altering event, right? For me, there was many, good and bad, right? When I was 5 years old, I was molested by a nanny. And then I literally was scared of trusting people anymore when I realized what actually happened later on in my life. When I turned 9, 10 years old, my father, unfortunately, at the time left. You know, and I'm like, my God, my own father does not want to be around me, right? And I started developing this nobody likes me attitude, right? And then eventually, 3 years later, guess what? Or 2 years later, my mother ends up leaving from Morocco to the United States. She did it for the good, for us, to give us an opportunity to come to the U.S. and have a better opportunity. And guess what? My mind is telling me, oh my God, my own mother doesn't want to be around me and doesn't love me, right? And then we go to, my father again and my stepmom. And then I didn't understand at the time that, you know, this is a new human being who loves me a specific way that I don't understand, that I didn't relate to. And there were issues growing up. And then I leave dad and stepmom to go to mom and stepdad. And I'm leaving again all these different sets of parents left and right throughout my whole young childhood, right? So I grew up already with this mindset of, I'm not liked, I'm just gonna get thrown to the next family, I'm just gonna get thrown to the next person. And it got to a point where I meet the woman of my dreams, right? My wife. And anytime we had a little tiny bit of disagreement, my head was, yeah, you two, like everybody else, gonna leave me. You two, like everybody else, is gonna do this. So I had to identify, you know, whatever happened, those alternate events in my life have nothing to do with my future, and I can cultivate it. So I had to speak on it. I had to open up with my wife, let her know what actually had occurred in the past, and why am I so messed up at the time, right? And then it was hard, right? Having that communication and talking about it. And it was so many different times that, I almost gave up on us. And she always held us together. And here we are where you see today, right? But I had to identify those alternate events in my life that led me to become who I've become, and then adjust, right? What did I learn from it? Which is the next piece is, what did you miss, right? What did I miss that I could have done right, right? Take a look back, like a little bit of flashback, with no regret, but just an evaluation. What happened and what could I have done better? A little bit of an evaluation. And then what did you learn from it? I learned from it that, hey, life happens. Things happen. My family did the best they could with what they knew. My parents were young. They had no idea that they were going to divorce when they did. My father didn't know that he was going to have to restart his life all over again. My stepmom did not know how to deal with having 4 new kids in her life that just came out of nowhere. And then my mom and stepfather did not know that we left these kids and now they're teenagers. How are we going to deal with them? So it was these pockets of evaluation that happened in our lifetime that they too did not know how to deal with. So I had to take responsibility of my decisions, agree, accept, and forgive other people on what they could have done or couldn't have done, right? Because now I'm in control of what moves forward. So that's what I learned from it, and that's when I started adjusting. And then the adjustment is 100% your decision. Doesn't matter what happened in the past. I'll give you an example. 2 weeks ago, I posted something about the NRA, that I did not like, that the NRA is making it easy for assault rifles and all that stuff. My view, I don't like Democrats. I don't like Republicans. I don't lean left and right. I can care less about the whole political stuff, right? I make my own economy. I create my own lifestyle, my own government. That I'm responsible of me and my family. But I just shared, because of what happened in Vegas, about an emotional situation that I said, man, only if this could change. Here's what happened in the past, yada, 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 yada. And I got attacked big time. I mean, I had 16 people that called me idiot, stupid, cursed me out, all these different things. Now, all I did is, hey, man, sorry that I offended you. I forgive you for cursing me out or yelling at me or whatever the case may be, right? That's what I chose. That was my decision. Instead of retaliating, I love you. You cannot bully a happy you can never bully a happy person. I'm just saying. But my point is, you decide on how to manage the pain or eliminate it completely. I am happy, extremely excited. I am full of abundance, health, happiness, joy, success, greatness. I choose those things to be a reality for myself. The question is, what reality do you choose to be for yourself? Are you waking up in the morning and saying, man, my family doesn't like me, no one wants to support me, no one wants to be in my business, and then you are embedding all these thoughts and all these emotions in your self-esteem, which now, remember that attraction piece that I was telling you about at the beginning of this video? You're killing. Now you're creating this wall around you that no one is gonna connect with you. Right now, people are not actually coming into you. They're actually staying away. They're a little bit skeptical. They're hesitant because they feel this negative energy, or they feel this, you are not sold out on who you are. Why am I going to join you if you yourself are not joining your own self, right? So you have to buy into whatever you have, and whether that is business, whether that is personal, whether that is finances, whatever it is, you have to be completely sold out. And if you're not, take this evaluation of questions that I just shared with you right now, see where you can adjust. And again, I'm not claiming to be a perfect guru or, a know-it-all. I'm just sharing with you based on my personal experience, based on what my life has blessed me with being part of and experiencing. And I'm pretty certain that you can experience some greatness for yourself. So I hope this video helped you out a little bit. It's a little bit different. Like I said, it's all about mindset today instead of the how-tos, the business building, or the branding. But sometimes we do need to adjust our mindset in order to make everything else come to reality. So again, I'll share this one last thing with you. I know for a fact that your life is perfect. I know for a fact that you can heal your body. I know for a fact that you're healthy, you're wealthy, you're excited, you're successful, you're full of energy, you're full of everything you desire and wish for is within you right now. Blessings are created as you literally say them. So when you say, today is a great day. Immediately you created that blessing. You know, faith is to believe in what one day will be yours in the moment right now, right? And you'll physically attain it only if you truly believe it, because believe creates the activity, creates that emotion of I will get it done, and you're now having that willpower to go ahead and get it done. But if your faith, if your self-belief, if your self-esteem is broken, well, the engine is dead. And if the engine is dead, it doesn't matter how great the outside of the car looks, it's just sitting still. So don't say, why am I sitting still? Take a look under the hood, see what's wrong, see what you can fix, see what you can oil and fix up. And I can assure you that you'll start experiencing greatness right away. So I hope this message yet helped you out. Hey, give us some likes, give us some hearts, and share this video if you know it was as powerful as I intended it to be for you. And I will talk to you soon. Have a blessed day, everybody.